organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, see what GOP presidential candidate Newt Gingrich had to say to UI students and faculty Wednesday afternoon.
And later, get the story on one Iowa City organization's holiday charity project.
And in sports, the Hawkeye Hoopsters try to fix their .500 start.
All that's coming your way next. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Iowan TV, your television news, sports, and weather source for the Daily Iowan. I'm Reed Chandler.
And I'm Megan Grody. Iowa caucus candidate Newt Gingrich was in Iowa City Wednesday afternoon to discuss a link between brain health and creating a more vibrant U.S. economy. Daily Iowan TV's Adrian Crosley has the story.
Presidential candidate Newt Gingrich lectured on his brain science initiative to a standing room only audience earlier today. Early into the event, Gingrich was met with opposition from protesters. He was interrupted by the members of the Occupy Iowa City movements and later berated by an audience member about his past infidelities.
And I came here for Mr. Gingrich. I didn't come here to listen to you.
Them. And it seems like you have a PhD in cheating on your wife, so are you still paying with them?
Gingrich discussed his plan to help revive the economy through increasing the mental health research effort. He also spoke on how curing mental disorders such as depression and bipolar disorder would help save the U.S. government trillions of dollars in health care costs.
That actually offers you hope for balancing, a major step towards balancing the budget. If you can postpone Alzheimer's by 5 years, not cure it, just postpone it by 5 years, you save $6 to $8 trillion between now and 2050. Now, if Mr. Paul has an idea for how he would save that kind of money doing something that involves science and technology, it's terrific. I think we ought to have a campaign of positive ideas.
The former Speaker of the House was met with some skepticism on how much future breakthroughs in mental health over other health issues like obesity and diabetes would help improve the economy in the coming years. Adrian Crossley, Daily Iowan TV.
Gingrich also spoke with researchers in a private session to discuss brain health in relationship to his campaign. Gingrich will visit various locations in Iowa for the rest of the month until the caucuses on January 3rd.
And the Daily Iowan sat down with UI President Sally Mason Wednesday for the monthly Q&A session. In light of recent technical difficulties with the UI's Hawk Alert system, Mason says the UI is taking a serious look at the system used by Virginia Tech.
We'll be very interested in having our folks look at Virginia Tech's system because it seemed to work very quickly and very efficiently, and making sure that you know, if that's a good choice for us, let's look at it seriously and let's make sure that we consider what the pros and cons would be going forward of maybe changing our system to be more like their system.
And with a high amount of assault charges downtown in the last few weeks, Mason said the UI is noticing a trend and needs to figure out how to prevent it.
It's particularly concerning to me that there's a pattern here that's reoccurring, and that is lots of people coming in from outside of Iowa City on the weekends, coming to the bars, and then obviously engaging in behaviors that we'd rather not see. So obviously we've got to look closely at that and see how we can help manage better some of the situations that are developing down there that don't even necessarily involve our students.
To see all the issues discussed with Sally Mason in Wednesday's Q&A, be sure to check out Thursday's pages of the Daily Iowan.
During final exam week, students find a lot of creative ways to stay awake into the long hours of the night to cram for that big test. But one popular trend among students is to take Adderall, a prescription ADHD medication, in order to stay focused. Students buy their pills off other students with a prescription and take the drug to be more productive. But a UI doctor from the Clinic of Chemical Dependency says taking Adderall without a prescription is risky business. David Berloon told the Daily Iowan the side effects can cause restlessness and dizziness and can cause the user to abuse the drug, not unlike hard drugs. Berlund suggested healthier study habits, even including caffeine, to get through those tough tests. You can check out more about the risk of the drug in Thursday's edition of the Daily Iowan.
And as students wrap up their final exams and head home for the holidays, Iowa City Police are reminding people to take precautions in order to keep their things safe. Burglars take advantage of the known student absences over the next 4 weeks by breaking into apartments and cars that are left behind. Johnson County Police data show 34 reported burglaries over last year's winter break, 24 in 2010s, and 38 in 2009s. Police encourage all students to leave lights and TVs on timers so that it appears somebody is home. And still more to come from Daily Iowan TV.
Learn how the Iowa City Optimist Club is spreading holiday cheer this winter. But first, here with your local weather forecast is Daily Iowan TV's Nick Fetty.
Thanks, guys. It was pretty wet out there Wednesday, and you can expect drier conditions for Thursday. If you have any 9:30 finals, expect a chilly 36 degrees and partially sunny skies on your walk to class. It won't warm up at all by midday, and the skies will remain partially sunny. Then Thursday night, the skies will clear up, and you can expect about 27 degrees. Looking at the rest of the week, temps will remain in the upper 30s and may hit the low 40s by Sunday. There's a chance of rain again on Monday, and you can expect temps to start cooling down again after that. That's what you can expect for the next couple days. Back to you guys at the desk.
A North Liberty man was arrested in Iowa City Tuesday night for allegedly stealing an expensive bottle of champagne and then trying to return it. 21-year-old Nathaniel Matiabo and his brother allegedly stole a bottle of Cône Perignon champagne valued around $180 from the Dodge Street Hy-Vee and then came back to the store to return it. Police say Matiabo was intoxicated and trying to leave the store after authorities were called. Matiabo has had 6 other theft charges.
President Barack Obama welcomed troops home from Iraq Wednesday at Fort Bragg in North Carolina. Since 2003, troops have been stationed in Iraq and Afghanistan, and Obama announced earlier this year they would be brought home in time for the holidays.
So as your Commander-in-Chief, and on behalf of a grateful nation, I'm proud to finally say these 2 words, and I know your families agree. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Since the war began in 2003, over 1.5 million American soldiers have been stationed in Iraq.
As we all gear up for the holidays, many people just pick up a nice plastic Christmas tree from the store. But Daily Iowan TV's Ryan Jones went out to an authentic Christmas tree sale and has the story on how one local organization is spreading holiday cheer.
To some, it is irreplaceable. To others, it can be replaced by a plastic one. But everyone who celebrates Christmas holds a special place for it. Christmas trees are now on sale in Iowa City, and they are flying off the racks. In the parking lot at Dairy Queen, the Optimist Club of Iowa City is spreading the Christmas cheer. Tim Sullivan, the organizer of the Christmas tree sales, says that they are there to better the Iowa City community.
We're a local service organization that is dedicated to helping youth organizations in the area. We raise money and then we disperse it among various youth-friendly organizations.
In the spirit of Christmas, the Optimist Club is giving all the profits back to the community.
Exactly. We're selling Christmas trees to raise between $20,000 and $25,000 to disperse among local organizations.
Now, the money will be used to buy presents for the Domestic Violence Intervention Program and many other organizations.
Despite the bad economy, people still told me that having a Christmas tree was an essential part of having a Merry Christmas.
Christmas is a time to bring families together, and that's just what the trees do.
It's just nice to see people, I guess, families and stuff coming. All the kids are really excited. And
What do you like about Christmas?
Probably the presents and being with my family.
And with over 1,400 trees expected to sell this season, a lot of families will have a Merry Christmas. I'm Ryan Jones, Daily Iowan TV.
And according to national sales data from 2010, U.S. consumers bought 27 million Christmas trees compared to about 8 million artificial ones. And now for a look at Hawkeye sports, we have Daily Iowan TV Sports' Ian Martin.
Ten games in, and the results are not what most expected. The struggling men's basketball squad recently dropped both in-state matchups to UNI and Iowa State, and with Big Ten play right around the corner, they know some things have to change.
We came out really well, but we didn't sustain that effort and energy and intensity that we came out with throughout the whole game. And that's what we've been working on, just sustaining the same effort and intensity on offense and defense.
Working on in practice. It's based on treating these practices like games and go at that same level intensity.
These last few days we've been working really hard. Everybody's been getting after it, and I think it's getting where it needs to be, and just in moving forward and really getting after Drake.
We got to find ways to always. You're not gonna always come out and be 5 for 5 or keep that stretch going, but just finding ways to still score and not be so stagnant on offense.
Iowa's next game is on Saturday at Carver at 8 p.m. when the Hawks will look for their only win against an Iowa rival as they face off against Drake. And Iowa women's gymnastics coach Larissa Libby is in her 8th season as a Hawkeye, and in that time she's established herself not only as a good coach, but a very good recruiter. Daily Iowan TV Sports' Iowan Simic caught up with the coach to get her thoughts on the upcoming season and some new faces in the fieldhouse.
Women's gymnastics head coach Larissa Libby has had success in the past with recruiting gymnasts to Iowa. Her roots in Canada help make the recruiting process go a lot smoother.
Well, I just think the connection is easier. I know a lot of people there, so it's easier to get in the gyms. I know their coaches, so I know what their backgrounds are like and the type of training that they have. So it kind of takes some of the mystery out of recruiting.
Not only has she recruited great gymnasts to Iowa, but Libby's recruits have also helped spread the word of the program.
As I have been here, the recruiting and the different types of kids have attracted those same classes of kids. So I think once you get one good class, then recruits that are out there see the potential.
Even though the gymnastics season does not start till January, Libby is confident in her team and is expecting big things from this recruiting class.
The expectation is to be Big Ten champions. I don't want them to fall short of that. If I don't drive them to go to excel, to reach Big Ten championships or the NCAA championships, then I'm not doing my job.
Iowa gymnasts believe that Coach Libby pushes them to reach their full potential.
She's very blunt and honest with you, but at the same time, she's very compassionate and she cares about you as a person, and she'll be direct and just tell you this is what you need to fix.
With a large freshman class this year, Larissa's coaching style and history of success will hopefully lead the team to their goal of a Big Ten championship. Iowan Simic, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Libby and the Gym Hawks will have their first home meet after winter break against the Michigan State Spartans on January 13th. And earlier in the week, we started our semester awards, and it's now time to honor the coach of the first semester. Ron Rainey, the coach of the women's soccer team, has grabbed this title, and when looking back on the successful soccer season, it's clear to see why he deserves it.
When thinking back to our fall sports, it's easy to see that the title of Coach of the Semester belongs to the women's head soccer coach, Ron Rainey. With Ron leading these women the last 6 years, this season has been the most successful in all of Iowa women's soccer history.
I think a lot of people did little things this year very well, and it gave us some confidence in early games, and we got some results, and then that carried over into the Big Ten season.
This season was full of records for the women as they went 13-4, had a 9 consecutive winning streak, which is the longest in the program's history, and was filled with different honors to many of the athletes.
I just thought we didn't have many poor practices this year, and that's great to think about, and it really paid off then when we played opponents.
With all the excitement from this season, we are already looking forward to what Coach Rainey and his team has in store for us next fall. Daily Iowan TV, Lauren Moss.
That's all for sports. Back to you at the desk.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Thursday's pages of the Daily Iowan.
Read about the UI's budget plans for the Hawkeyes Bowl game in Arizona.
And check out the latest story in the DI's series of profiles on UI students graduating this weekend.
And before we leave you, let's take one last look at Thursday's weather forecast. We'll see a high of 37 and a low of 21 degrees with partly sunny skies.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of Daily Iowan TV. You can tune in tomorrow or at the same time or check us out online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for watching and have a great night.